Hey, what's up? I'm Al Cox. I make games, play games, and everything in between. And today, we're going to talk about Buildbox bugs. It's pretty well known that Buildbox 2 has a lot of bugs. I don't even know all the bugs. I usually don't even pay attention to them, just try to find a workaround. I now have a big bug that I was updating the beginning of each level. Originally in my game, you start off as a white snake and then you hit an action and it turns into another color. I was trying to switch it so that you're already another color and then you just jump into the level. You know, one less thing to worry about, kind of gets you into the game faster. However, there seems to be a bug that if the character dies in this scenario, that when the player is restarted, the level has accidentally copied itself on top of itself, essentially making that level impossible to beat. All the levels I've been making are like super easy. This might mean I might not be able to make this adjustment to the beginning of all the levels that I was hoping to. I'd email Buildbox. I've emailed the Buildbox support like 1 or 2 times in the 2 years that I've been using it. They're looking at it. I'm not confident that they'll be able to find a solution because a lot of Buildbox bugs kind of just exist. That being said, if you know of them, you can just kind of work around it. There's a common phrase, make it a feature, like, oh hey, if you die, then the game is twice as hard. That's the feature. I'm actually not going to do that, but that's kind of the idea, the concept, and it's actually a fun way to look at game development. We'll see what happens this week. I'm going to try to just polish up my game, get a lot of things done, maybe make some more levels, and lot of work done, and in that process, the best thing about bugs is at first they seem like they will literally stop everything you're doing. For Buildbox, sometimes there's not a solution, so the best thing for me to do or you to do if you have a bug is to find a workaround, find another way to do exactly what you wanted to do. After about like 3 or 4 days of just looking at the problem, I figured it out, so good news. On the start scene, I had it originally jump the character to the next scene, which would be any of these scenes. And because there was a bug with the jump character, and when the character died, it would reload the map, but then duplicate all the objects created on that level on top of itself, basically making each level exponentially difficult every time you died. We can't have that because this game is supposed to be easy. While I'm not exactly sure why jumping the character to a random scene and then when the character dies causes this, it doesn't even matter why, because I completely did something different which resulted in the same effect. I created created the character on the start scene, put him in the middle right here, just made the scene where the character starts super small. In this case, 340 pixels, and the character's already at 320 pixels, so instantly character is going into a random scene. That being said, I've also had time to polish everything. I went through each level, played with the settings. Most of them are done. On this level 2, you can see where it says level 2, the environment actually kind of destroys that. So that's what I was doing to most of these levels. When the beginning starts off and you can see what level you're on, there's something in the world that may destroy that. Not all of them have that, a majority of them do. It creates action at the very beginning of each level, kind of getting the player ready to go. Fixed any bugs with the level complete. All these levels are now complete. In the iPhone X, some of them were going off the screen because if you select stick to edge, then it will stick to the edge, but that just distorts everything depending on if you're using an iPad or iPhone X or whatever device. This is still an issue specifically for the progress bar that I've created. If you're on an iPhone 4, I don't think I'll be able to make it so you can see the progress bar, which is unfortunate, but currently as things are, I don't think there's a way around that. So I have a couple more days. I'm hoping to have this game completely finished. I'm shooting for the end of next week. I was shooting at the end of this week, but always pushing timetables back. Yeah, just gonna finish up polishing and then keep at it. The most important thing from this lesson is it's important to find a workaround, find a different solution, and keep moving forward, because if you just get stuck, that's dangerous. Like, I felt like I'm stuck on this game. It's important to have goals and either change the goals and just keep moving forward, because at the end of the day, you can be stuck forever, and the only way to get unstuck is for you to make changes and find another way. Okay, so the main thing I've been working on is polishing. This is one of the things I've been putting off a lot, only because I want to get really far, like in terms of I want to make a lot of levels, make things intuitive, look good. And so polishing is one of the last things I've been doing, and now I'm just focusing a lot on it. Let me show you some quick stuff that I've been working on. When it comes to polishing, one of the first things I looked at was the main menu, pause menu, game over menu. And not just that, but the animation that occurs at the open, idle, and close. I think making these smooth, without a doubt, adds a whole nother layer of polish. Let me show you what I mean. Once the level is cleared, I created this. This is important because this is the open scene. This is what happens very instantly within 20 to 40 frames. And then the idle happens while it waits for the player to hit the button to continue. And just to be clear, the continue button is over the whole screen, not just a little bit of it. A lot of times I see people making buttons, and it makes sense. In some of my buttons, you must click the button. But in a case like this, when you just completed the level, you can tap anywhere on the screen to hit the continue button. See, it's right here. It's that gray. And then also the close scene. This is very important because it resets everything kind of back to zero. When I was originally polishing, I just worked on the idle, the open, and I realized I should have been thinking of the open, idle, and close cohesively from the very beginning, because there's a lot of bugs in this animation in the menu UIs, so you really want to do it all at once. If I move one object here, it'll move it for the open and close, and things will just get messy. So be sure to be patient. Check in on the open scene, the idle scene, and the close scene, no matter if you're working on the open scene, the idle scene, or the close scene. Because if you don't do this, you could lose your mind because things move all over the place. That was the level complete. All the level complete scenes look like that. Here's the pause menu. Again, open scene, idle scene, and then close scene. Lastly, we got the game over scene. You can see over here, I'm not sure what to do with the continue button. I'm probably going to get rid of the whole continue and just do like a whole nother thing where if you get 99 stars, you can remove all the ads. I think that's kind of cool. And then if you want to play like a random scene where it's all the levels that are random, you have to spend 10 stars. I don't know, I'm just trying to think out of the box. It's not that big of a deal. Ideally, whatever is quick, simple, and will let me finish the game within a week-ish. I can dream. And then work on my next project. That was the main thing I was working on, along with everything else, but this is a level of polish that I'm very happy about. I think it, without a doubt, brings the game together. And it's interesting because I don't believe you need it. And that's kind of what polish is you may not need it, but if it's there, you don't even really notice it. You know, you don't notice the open scene, the idle, and the close, or maybe you do notice it, but it smoothes everything together. I promise you, I notice when there's objects on the screen, and then suddenly there's other objects on the screen, and this just helps with the transition. I think that's a good start. I have more polishing to do, little things to tweak, and I've been doing a lot. The mindset I have right now is just finish the game as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you next time.